Have you ever felt like you're stuck in the same cycle, repeating the same mistakes? Even though you know better. Maybe you find yourself in toxic relationships, falling back into old habits, or feeling empty despite your efforts to change. If you're wondering why this keeps happening, you're not alone. This is a powerful, hidden message from within your unconscious mind, trying to guide you toward transformation. In this video, we'll uncover the key to breaking free from these repetitive patterns and stepping into a life of authenticity and alignment. By the end of this video, you'll understand why embracing vulnerability is your greatest strength and how it can unlock your true potential. You'll learn how to confront your shadows, the hidden parts of yourself that need attention, and turn them into opportunities for growth. We'll dive into why letting go of what no longer serves you is not a loss, but a powerful act of self-love that creates space for new opportunities to flow into your life. If you're ready to stop feeling stuck, to break free from old patterns, and to step into a life that truly resonates with who you are, this video is for you. Stay with us, because what you're about to discover could be the key to unlocking your most authentic, fulfilling life. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Now, take a moment and imagine, just really allow yourself to feel it, that every mistake you make is a teacher in disguise, offering you a precious lesson. What if, instead of beating yourself up or feeling defeated, you started to view your mistakes as opportunities for growth? This simple shift in perspective, though it may sound subtle, can completely transform your life. It's not just about how you see yourself, although that's a huge part of it. It's about how you engage with the world around you. It's about how you interact with every single moment of your life. When you stop pointing fingers, blaming the world, or finding excuses, and instead begin to look inward, everything changes. You start seeing patterns that once seemed invisible, patterns that kept you stuck, repeating the same painful lessons over and over. And that, my friend, is where the real magic happens. Those patterns, which once had such a tight grip on your soul, no longer control you. You break free, not because you've simply avoided them, but because you've truly absorbed the lessons they were meant to teach you. You finally get it, and you no longer need to keep circling back to the same struggles. But, oh, how terrifying this process can be. Confronting ourselves, our flaws, our mistakes, our weaknesses, is no small feat. It's much easier to point to someone else, blame fate, or chalk it up to bad luck. How many times have we caught ourselves saying, "This isn't my fault"? It's such a human instinct to deflect responsibility, because facing the truth about our role in our suffering can feel unbearable. Accepting that we are, at the end of the day, the architects of our own lives demands a rawness and brutal honesty that most of us would rather avoid. But here's the truth. Jung was right when he said that true transformation, deep, lasting, soul-stirring transformation, can't happen without a degree of pain. But not pain as a punishment. No, pain is not the enemy. It is the process we must go through to break free from the shackles that hold us back. Think of it like this. When you clean a wound, it hurts, doesn't it? But that pain is necessary for healing. Without it, the wound would never heal properly. The same applies to your emotional and spiritual wounds. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's hard. But oh, how necessary it is to heal. Take a moment now. Think back to a time in your life when everything seemed to be falling apart, when you felt lost, hopeless, overwhelmed by the chaos around you. Do you remember the despair, the feeling like everything was spiraling out of control? Now, look back with the benefit of time and perspective, and ask yourself, what did I learn from that moment? What new opportunities opened up once I let go of the things, people, or habits that no longer served me? You see, it's not just the chaos that defines us, it's how we respond to it. You start to realize that chaos isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of something new. And the beautiful thing is, it's often in our darkest moments when we feel the most broken, that we have the greatest opportunity to find our inner light. But only if we dare to face that darkness head-on, to sit with it and ask, what do I need to learn? When you choose to confront your mistakes, when you take responsibility for your patterns, you're not just breaking free from them. Oh no, something far more extraordinary begins to unfold. You begin to live in alignment with your truest self, with the essence of who you are meant to be. And here's the amazing part. You begin to experience synchronicity, the feeling that everything is perfectly aligned. The right people start showing up in your life. Opportunities come knocking. And yes, the universe, it feels like it's finally working in your favor. This is not a coincidence. This is the universe confirming that you are on the right path. And this kind of alignment, it's only possible when you choose to live authentically, to embrace who you truly are. Not the version of you that conforms to the expectations of others, not the mask you've worn to fit in, but the real, raw, unapologetic you. Your authenticity, I believe, is your greatest strength. Yet, embracing it is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. It's not an easy path to walk. It can feel isolating, it can feel uncomfortable, and yes, it may even make you feel like you're out of place. But when you shed the layers of who you thought you were supposed to be and start living as your true self, that's when the magic happens. You'll begin to feel peace in your heart that nothing and no one can disturb you. You'll find yourself surrounded by relationships that nurture you, that support you, instead of draining you. And most importantly, you'll find a sense of peace that remains unwavering, no matter the external circumstances. So, I challenge you, next time you find yourself repeating an old mistake, instead of criticizing yourself, take a moment to pause. Breathe deeply and ask yourself, what is life trying to teach me here? What part of me is begging for healing, understanding, or integration? When you stop seeking answers from outside of yourself and start looking within, you'll begin to uncover something truly transformative. You've always had the power to change your life. Always. And that is the most empowering realization you could ever make. The truth has been inside you all along. As you start to notice the recurring patterns that weave through your life, something profound begins to dawn on you. Everything is connected. The choices you made years ago, the wounds you buried in the deepest corners of your heart, the dreams you let slip away, all of these have shaped the life you lead today. Every tiny decision, every piece of pain, and every forgotten aspiration has left its mark on the reality you're now living in. But here's the part that may feel like a revelation. As Carl Jung so wisely reminds us, this reality isn't some predetermined fate you're doomed to live out. No, it is not some rigid script you must follow. Instead, it is a reflection, a projection of your subconscious mind. And the beautiful truth is that you have the power to reshape it, the power to rewrite it. You are not stuck. You are the creator of your destiny, even if it feels like you're only beginning to recognize this truth. Now, let's pause for a moment and think about what it means. What if, just for a second, everything around you, the people who come into your life, the challenges that seem to follow you like a shadow, even those elusive opportunities that always seem to slip through your fingers, what if they are all mirrors reflecting your inner world? What if the relationships you attract, the choices you make, and even the patterns that keep repeating themselves are not external forces acting upon you, but rather reflections of what resides within you? This can be an incredibly hard pill to swallow. It requires honesty, sometimes brutal honesty with yourself. It means accepting that toxic relationships, poor decisions, and failures aren't just random accidents or the fault of an uncaring world. No, they are invitations, urgent, compelling invitations to look deeper within and ask yourself, what part of me is calling for attention? What part of me has been neglected, dismissed, or rejected? The hardest part is accepting that you are, in a sense, the architect of your reality. But here's the empowering part. If you create these patterns, you also can change them. This is your power. This is your responsibility. And with this realization comes the freedom to create something new, something more aligned with your true self. Jung believed that breaking free from these repetitive cycles wasn't about fighting or resisting them. It was about integration. The key to transformation lies in embracing every part of yourself, even those parts you deem broken, weak, or unworthy. Every time you reject a piece of who you are, whether it's the part of you that feels scared, the part of you that feels small, or the part of you that has been wounded by life, you give that part more power. You feed it with your rejection, and in doing so, it becomes stronger, manifesting as mistakes, conflicts, and suffering. So, what's the solution? Integration, the painful but necessary process of welcoming those parts back into the fold. It's not easy, it's not quick, but it's the only way forward. This is the work that truly changes you. And once you begin to integrate all of yourself, the light and the dark, you no longer remain a prisoner of your past mistakes and repeating patterns. You begin to step into your power. You begin to create a life that feels authentic, that feels true to who you are at your core. These cycles, these patterns, they are often deeply rooted in the beliefs we absorbed during childhood, many of which were never truly ours to begin with. If you grew up feeling unworthy, perhaps you find yourself constantly seeking validation from others. You might find yourself repeating relationships or situations that reflect this belief, where you feel you must prove your worth over and over again. Or if you were taught that the world is dangerous and people are not to be trusted, you may find yourself living in a constant state of anxiety, attracting experiences that reinforce that fear. These beliefs, these narratives, they are not truths. They are stories you've internalized, stories you've come to believe are absolute. But here's the turning point. Jung challenges us to question these beliefs. He asks us to recognize them for what they truly are, stories. And once we realize that, we come to understand that these stories do not define us. You are not the narrative you've been told. You are not the sum of your past, your mistakes, or the labels others have placed on you. You are far greater than that. You are someone with the incredible power to rewrite your narrative, to step onto a new path that aligns with your true self. The journey of shedding these old beliefs, of stepping into your authenticity, is the most courageous, powerful act you could ever take. For so long, we lived disconnected from our true selves. We were molded to fit into a world that demands conformity. We followed paths laid out for us by others, suppressing our deepest desires out of fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. But, as Jung would say, this disconnection comes at a very real cost. That cost manifests as repeated cycles, a gaping void within, and the painful feeling that no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, it's never enough. But here's the incredible truth. Authenticity isn't just about being yourself in a superficial sense. It's about discovering the deepest parts of who you are beneath societal expectations, past wounds, and external conditioning. This is a journey, a slow, steady process. It doesn't happen overnight. It requires deep introspection, painful self-exploration, and, above all, it requires courage. The courage to confront the parts of yourself you've long ignored, the parts that are messy, imperfect, and deeply human. And when you finally begin to reconnect with your true self, something extraordinary happens. You begin to live from a place of truth, from a place of authenticity. And when you live from that place, everything begins to align. The people you attract, the opportunities that come your way, the life you build, everything begins to resonate with the deepest parts of your being. This, my friend, is when the magic happens. This is when you step into your power. But where do you even begin? How do you start to break free from those deep-rooted patterns that seem so much a part of who you are? The key, my friend, lies in something incredibly powerful: self-observation. Begin with noticing the small, everyday moments. Pay attention to your thoughts, your emotions, and the way you react to situations. Ask yourself, why did I react like that? What's going on inside me? What am I feeling? Fear, anger, insecurity? Where is this coming from? These questions, though they may seem simple, hold the key to unlocking a much deeper understanding of yourself. By simply asking, you create space to truly see yourself, not just the surface reactions, but the hidden truths underneath. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. And as you dive into this inner work, something truly profound begins to unfold. You are not alone. Every person carries their shadows, their patterns, their struggles. It's easy to feel isolated in our pain, like no one else can understand what we're going through. But the truth is, we all share in this human experience. We are all working through our own fears, wounds, and limiting beliefs. By choosing to open up, by sharing your journey from a place of authenticity, you don't just heal yourself. No, you begin to heal others too, simply by showing them that they are not alone, that they too have the power to transform their lives. When one person chooses to live authentically, it creates a ripple effect, a ripple that can touch and illuminate the lives of everyone around them. I think about Jung's words often. There is no heavier burden on the soul than a life unlived. When we ignore our dreams, when we suppress our emotions, when we follow a path that doesn't resonate with our soul, we betray ourselves. But here's the beautiful thing. No act of self-betrayal is irreversible. Even the smallest step toward authenticity counts. Even in the tiniest moment when you choose to honor your truth, you are shifting the course of your life. And that shift can be profound. As you continue on this journey of self-discovery, you will start to see something extraordinary. There are no mistakes, only lessons. Every setback, every disappointment, every decision that felt like it led you astray was not a failure. No, it was a valuable invitation to look inward. Jung taught us that the key to real transformation isn't about changing the world around us. It's about changing how we relate to ourselves. The world we see outside of us is merely a reflection of what lies within us. So imagine for a moment that all the chaos you've endured, the broken relationships, and the unachieved goals weren't failures at all. Instead, what if they were clues guiding you toward a deeper understanding of yourself? Each experience, each trial has revealed a part of you that needs attention, love, and, most importantly, integration. Integration, as Jung described, is the process of bringing together every aspect of yourself, even the parts you've long rejected. It's about becoming whole. And yes, this is no easy task. It takes time, patience, and a willingness to embrace the parts of you that you'd rather avoid. But this is where the magic happens. You begin to heal the wounds that have kept you stuck in these patterns, and you start to reclaim the parts of yourself that have been abandoned for too long. So how do you begin this process? The first step is self-observation, but not from a place of judgment. No, this isn't about criticizing yourself or beating yourself up for past mistakes. This is about curiosity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What is this situation trying to teach me? This small shift in perspective opens up an entirely new way of seeing your life. When you look at your patterns with honesty and compassion, you begin to see them as valuable lessons, not just as problems to be avoided. Behind every struggle is a message, a lesson that your soul is urging you to embrace. And here's something crucial to remember. This journey is not a straight line. You won't always be moving forward in a constant, linear progression. There will be days when you feel on top of the world, confident, clear, and aligned with your true self. But there will also be days when it feels like you're slipping backward, when the same struggles you thought you'd conquered resurface to test you once again. But don't despair. Even these moments of regression serve a deeper purpose. Jung emphasized that personal growth doesn't happen in a straight line. No, it happens in a spiral. You advance, then pause for reflection, then move forward again, each time from a deeper place of understanding and strength. Every time an old pattern resurfaces, you meet it with greater awareness, wisdom, and inner strength. Over time, those once overwhelming patterns begin to lose their grip on you. What once controlled you no longer holds that power. You begin to respond in ways you never thought possible. You break free from the cycle. One of the most difficult, yet ultimately transformative aspects of this process is confronting your fears. Often, the patterns that repeat in your life are tied to the things you fear the most. Maybe the fear of rejection drives you to seek validation in places where you'll never truly find it. Perhaps the fear of failure keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, afraid to take risks and venture into the unknown. But Jung invited us to see fear not as our enemy, but as a guide showing us where we need to grow, where we need to heal, and where we need to step into our power. So the next time fear rises within you, instead of retreating, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what is this fear trying to teach me? What part of me needs attention here? Fear isn't something to avoid, it's something to understand. It's a messenger, pointing you toward the path that will help you grow. And when you face it head-on, with courage and openness, you begin to unlock the door to the life you've always wanted. A life that is aligned with your truest self, free from the patterns that once held you back. Behind every fear you feel, there is something deeper, something longing to be set free. A part of you, once hidden, now cries out for liberation. These fears you've spent so much energy running from, they are not as powerful as they seem. When you stop avoiding them and start walking toward them, a profound shift begins to occur. You will come to realize that these fears, which once loomed over you like dark, looming shadows, are nothing more than illusions. From a distance, they appear monstrous, terrifying, and overwhelming. But as you draw closer, you begin to see them for what they truly are, mere figments of your imagination, distorted by your past experiences and conditioned beliefs. When you face your fears head-on, something extraordinary happens. You begin to reclaim the parts of yourself that you abandoned long ago. These pieces of you, once pushed aside in favor of safety or comfort, slowly re-emerge, stronger, wiser, and more deeply aligned with your true self. It's not just about healing those old wounds, it's about rediscovering the essence of who you are, unshackled by the fears that once held you captive. And this journey, this brave act of self-discovery, doesn't just transform your relationship with yourself, it transforms how you engage with everyone around you. The people who once caused you pain, the ones who triggered your deepest insecurities, no longer seem like obstacles. Instead, you begin to see them as mirrors that reflect the parts of you that still need healing, still need growth. It's as if the world shifts in such a subtle, yet profound way. Those relationships that once drained your energy, those situations that felt heavy and toxic, begin to dissolve naturally, making way for new, healthier connections that resonate with the person you're becoming. As you continue to live in full authenticity, your life starts to shift into alignment in ways that you could never have imagined. And here's where the magic begins. It's not magic at all, but rather the beauty of living in harmony with your true self. One of the greatest gifts of this transformation is synchronicity, an idea that Carl Jung beautifully captured. The seemingly random coincidences that once seemed to hold no meaning now take on a deeper significance. The right person enters your life at exactly the right moment. Opportunities arise that you never could have planned. Doors that once appeared firmly shut swing wide open. Life begins to flow, almost effortlessly, in ways that feel too beautiful to be anything but destined. But here's the catch. This transformation requires something deeply courageous. It requires a willingness to let go. Letting go is not an act of weakness, far from it. It is an act of self-love, a profound recognition that certain people, situations, or beliefs no longer serve your higher purpose. It's about making room for something greater. At first, letting go can feel like a painful loss, like you are losing a part of yourself. But in truth, it is one of the most liberating actions you can take. Every time you release what no longer aligns with your authentic self, you create space for something new, something better. So, ask yourself, are you willing to let go of the things that keep you stuck in those old, repetitive patterns? Are you ready to turn inward, confront your shadows, and embrace the fullness of who you are? If your answer is yes, then you've already taken the most powerful step toward a life that's richer, deeper, and infinitely more fulfilling. This step, no matter how small it may seem, has the potential to transform everything. As you continue moving forward on this journey of transformation, you will start to realize something incredibly powerful. Everything you need to change. Your life has always been within you. It's never been outside of you. You won't find the answers in someone else, or in a self-help book, or in a course. The power to transform, to release the old, and embrace the new has always been waiting inside you, patiently waiting for you to acknowledge it. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists." This means that as long as you continue to resist, to ignore those patterns, fears, or shadows, they will persist, showing up in your life over and over again. But the moment you choose to face them, that's when everything begins to change. Change is scary. It's natural to want to resist it. The familiar, even if painful, often feels safer than the unknown. But what if you took a leap of faith? What if you trusted that what lies ahead, on the other side of that fear, is far greater than what you're leaving behind? Jung taught that the emptiness we feel when we let go of something is not an ending, it's a sacred space. It's a space where something new, something vibrant, can take root. Think of it like pruning a tree. By cutting away the dead, withered branches, you make room for fresh green leaves to sprout. The moment you choose to let go is the moment you reclaim your power. Holding on to what limits you only drains your energy, your time, and your peace of mind. But when you choose to release what no longer serves you, you send a message to your subconscious, you are ready for something better. And that's when life truly begins to flow. And that, my friend, is when true magic unfolds. The universe, in all its vast mystery, begins to respond to your authentic vibration. Doors that once appeared locked and impenetrable gently begin to swing open. Opportunities that you once believed were out of reach now seem to find their way to you. The right people, the ones who truly resonate with your energy, start to enter your life as if by fate. But don't be mistaken, this doesn't mean the path will always be smooth, nor will it be free from challenges. Every challenge you encounter, every obstacle that rises in your path, will no longer feel like a roadblock. Instead, it becomes an opportunity to grow, to reaffirm your commitment to yourself, and to embrace your authenticity more deeply. Because the journey to a fulfilling life is not about a final destination, it's a continuous, ever-evolving process of discovery, learning, and expansion. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. There will always be moments of doubt and fear. The journey of self-discovery is not a straight line. It's a winding road filled with highs and lows. But with each step forward, you move closer to your true essence. You move closer to the person you were always meant to be. Real transformation doesn't happen when you change your circumstances or surroundings. It happens when you change the relationship you have with yourself. When you begin to treat yourself with compassion, to listen to that quiet voice within you, to honor your needs, and to establish boundaries that protect your peace, something extraordinary begins to occur. The people, situations, and energy that no longer align with the person you're becoming naturally start to fade away. And in their place, new connections, new experiences, ones that elevate your soul, nourish you, and support your growth, begin to emerge. Jung believed with all his heart that relationships serve as powerful mirrors for our personal growth. Each person who enters our life, whether a friend, a lover, or even a colleague, brings with them a lesson. These lessons aren't always easy, though. Even the most difficult, challenging relationships have a purpose. They serve as windows, giving us a glimpse into parts of ourselves that require healing or integration. We might feel frustration or anger towards others, but Jung encourages us to take a step back. Instead of blaming them for the way we feel, we should ask ourselves, what am I projecting onto this relationship? What lesson is hidden within this experience that I need to learn? When you take full responsibility for your life, not from a place of guilt or shame, but from a place of empowerment, you set yourself free. You no longer need the world around you to change and find peace or happiness. Instead, you come to realize that true fulfillment doesn't depend on external circumstances or the presence of certain people in your life. No, true fulfillment comes from the relationship you cultivate with yourself. When that relationship is rooted in peace, authenticity, and self-compassion, everything around you will begin to reflect that same energy. Now, take a moment and imagine what your life could look like if you lived in this space. Picture a life where every decision you make is aligned with your deepest truth. Every relationship you nurture inspires you to become more of who you truly are. Every moment, every day is an authentic expression of your essence. This is not a distant fantasy. This is a very real possibility, one that's within your reach. But it all begins with a simple choice, an intentional first step. That first step doesn't have to be monumental. It doesn't need to be dramatic or life-altering. It could be as small as pausing to take a deep breath, as simple as observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. It might mean letting go of a belief that no longer serves you, or setting a boundary with someone whose energy drains you. The significance of this step lies not in its size, but in the commitment. It represents the commitment to choosing yourself time and time again, even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. As you begin to live in alignment with your authenticity, something remarkable happens. You no longer feel the need to chase after happiness. Instead, it begins to emerge naturally from within you, like a flower blooming from deep within your soul. The obstacles that once felt insurmountable now seem manageable, almost trivial in comparison to the strength and clarity you've gained. The people who once had the power to hurt you, to trigger your deepest wounds, no longer hold that influence over your emotions. And the opportunities that once seemed scarce, fleeting, and just out of reach, they begin to appear effortlessly, unfolding before you as if the universe is conspiring in your favor. This is the transformative power of reconnecting with yourself, of embracing your shadows, integrating your lessons, and living in harmony with your truth. It's not about achieving perfection or having all the answers. It's about being radically honest with yourself, acknowledging the parts of you that need healing, and learning from your experiences with grace and humility. It's about moving forward with courage, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. And as you navigate this journey, you will come to realize something deeply profound. The greatest challenge you will ever face is not the external world. It's not the people around you, but the circumstances you find yourself in. The greatest challenge you will face is facing what lies within, confronting the repetitive patterns, the shadows that have followed you for so long. Not a punishment. It is a guide. It is leading you toward a more authentic version of yourself. Every time you find yourself making the same mistake, it's as if your unconscious mind is gently whispering to you, you haven't mastered this lesson yet. It can be frustrating, yes, but it is also a gift, an invitation to grow, to evolve, and to step into the highest expression of who you are meant to be. Imagine, just for a moment, that every challenge you face in life isn't a setback or a misfortune, but a hidden teacher in disguise. That failed relationship, a job that never brought you fulfillment, or even the internal battles that seem never ending, they are not random occurrences. They are pieces of a larger, more intricate design, a design carefully orchestrated by your psyche, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of who you are and what you truly need. Jung taught us that nothing in life happens by chance. Every single event, every twist and turn has a purpose. The real question, though, is this: are you ready to listen? Are you ready to stop blaming others? Stop pointing fingers at external circumstances and begin looking inward? This journey, this inner exploration, is not easy. At the outset, it may leave you feeling exposed, vulnerable, and even lost in the vastness of your own emotions and experiences. It's uncomfortable. It might feel like you're walking a tightrope without a safety net beneath you. But it is in that vulnerability that your greatest power lies. When you allow yourself to feel deeply, when you stop suppressing your emotions, when you finally stop ignoring the whispers of your intuition, you begin to reconnect with your essence. And that essence, that true part of you, is far stronger and wiser than you could ever imagine. Jung understood this process in a way that few others did. He recognized that vulnerability isn't a weakness, as society often makes it out to be. No, vulnerability is the doorway to authenticity. It's in those raw, unguarded moments when you drop the mask, when you stop pretending to be someone you're not, that your true power merges with your being. It's in those moments when you allow yourself to be fully human, that you tap into a strength that cannot be shaken. There is nothing, absolutely nothing, more powerful than living in alignment with who you truly are. But this path, this journey of self-discovery, isn't always easy. It comes with its own set of challenges. As you begin to reconnect with yourself, you might notice something deeply unsettling. Certain people or situations that once felt familiar or comfortable will no longer fit into your life. You may feel the weight of needing to let go of relationships that no longer serve you, or situations that feel draining. It can be painful, that feeling of releasing what was once part of your world. But remember, you are not losing anything. You are making space for what truly belongs in your life. You are making room for relationships, opportunities, and experiences that resonate deeply with who you are becoming. This shedding process is a cleansing. It's a shedding of the old, the outdated, the parts of you that no longer serve your higher purpose. And in that space you create, something extraordinary happens. Your energy begins to shift. Your perception of the world starts to transform. No longer do you focus on what you lack. Instead, you begin to deeply appreciate what you have. This simple shift in focus doesn't just change your emotional state. It reshapes the experiences you attract. You begin to see the beauty in the everyday moments. You start to notice the synchronicities, the little blessings that once went unnoticed. It's as if the universe begins to mirror your inner growth, sending people and opportunities that align with the clarity and authenticity you've found within yourself. But here's the truth. This journey isn't a straight line. It's not all smooth sailing. There will be days when you feel like you're moving backward, when it seems like all the progress you've made is slipping through your fingers. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, and fear tries to pull you back into old patterns of thinking and feeling. And that's okay. It's part of the process. Jung believed deeply that real growth doesn't happen without confronting the shadows, the parts of yourself that you'd rather avoid. It doesn't happen without passing through chaos. It is precisely in those moments of disorder, in the moments when everything seems to fall apart, that the greatest clarity is found. It is in those moments that the answers you've been searching for finally emerge. Think of your life as a river. There are times when the waters are calm, when everything flows effortlessly and the path seems clear. But then, as with all rivers, there are moments when the current becomes stronger, when obstacles appear, when rocks block your path, or when the river falls steeply into a waterfall. These challenges, though they may seem daunting at first, are not there to stop you. They are there to strengthen you. They exist to teach you how to navigate the flow of life with resilience, with wisdom. They are there to help you adapt to the unexpected and uncover new possibilities. Challenges will always arise, and that is certain. There will be times when the journey feels exhausting, when you question whether you're making any real progress. But every single obstacle you face, every hurdle you overcome, is one step closer to your true path. Every challenge teaches you something new, something valuable about yourself. As you continue to move forward, as you face each challenge with courage and an open heart, you will come to understand that these obstacles are not the enemy. They are the teachers, the guides that help shape you into the person you are meant to be. Along this journey, a powerful truth will gradually reveal itself to you. You are not alone. Though each of us faces our unique struggles and our recurring cycles, there's something deeply universal about the process of self-discovery. We are all walking our paths, yet we share in this collective human experience of growth, challenge, and transformation. And though no two journeys are identical, there's a profound connection in knowing that, on some level, we are all striving for the same thing: to understand ourselves more fully, to heal, and to align with our true nature. When you choose to share your journey, when you allow yourself to be open and vulnerable in a way that comes from deep sincerity, something incredible happens. You create bonds that go beyond words, beyond superficial connections, because authenticity, true authenticity, has a ripple effect. When one person dares to live in alignment with their truth, they unknowingly permit others to do the same. They inspire others to take their courageous steps toward living authentically. The transformation you experience within yourself does not remain confined to just you. It extends outward, touching everything and everyone in your life. Your choices, your energy, the way you show up in the world, they all have the power to inspire and create change around you. At first, it may feel like a solitary endeavor, a deeply personal quest that belongs only to you, something that's just between you and your evolution. But the truth is, the work you do within yourself creates waves, ripples of change that reach far beyond your immediate surroundings, far beyond what you can see with your eyes. This journey is not about reaching a fixed destination or achieving some final state of enlightenment. It is a continuous process, an ongoing practice, a lifelong devotion to self-awareness, to growth, and to remaining aligned with your inner truth. Every day, life offers new chances to learn, to evolve, and to step further into the person you are meant to be. And while the road ahead may sometimes feel steep, fraught with uncertainty, struggle, and moments of doubt, it is also illuminated by breathtaking moments of wonder. There will be deep personal revelations and moments of connection that remind you of the beauty of this process. And through it all, there is an unshakable connection to the universe itself, a sense that you are part of something much greater than your journey. The inner path, the one that leads you to yourself, the real you, is not the easiest road to walk, but it is undoubtedly the most meaningful. With every step you take, with every fear you confront and overcome, with every limitation you dissolve, you move closer to the core of who you are meant to be. It's easy to think that this path is a solitary one, but the truth is that as you shift your inner world, you also begin to reshape the reality around you. Carl Jung taught us that no transformation is more powerful than the one that begins within. What you carry inside you, the energy, the beliefs, the mindset inevitably shapes the world outside. The way you perceive yourself and the way you treat yourself will directly influence how the world mirrors back to you. Now, take a moment to imagine what would happen if every single person made the conscious choice to confront their shadows, to break free from their old patterns, to live with radical authenticity. The impact of such a collective shift would be nothing short of extraordinary. The world, in all its complexity and pain, would begin to heal. Relationships would deepen. Fear would lose its grip on us. Authenticity would become the new norm. The change within you, the transformation you're experiencing right now, has the power to inspire more than just your own life. It can ripple outward, touching lives, changing hearts, and awakening others to the possibilities that lie within them. What if we all dared to live authentically, to step into the fullness of our being? The potential for growth, connection, for healing would be limitless. The world would be forever transformed by the courage of individuals embracing their truth. And that, my friend, is the beauty and power of living authentically. You are not just changing your life, you are part of something much bigger, a movement toward a more authentic, connected world. As we come to the end of this journey together, take a moment to reflect on everything we've explored. What have you learned so far? What new insights have you uncovered about yourself, your fears, and the path ahead? The journey of self-discovery is a continuous process, one that never truly ends, but always evolves. I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned today that you will take with you and put into practice in your life? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. I truly believe that by sharing our insights, we can all inspire each other to grow and live more authentically. If you found value in this video, please leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content like this. Let's continue this journey of transformation together. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.